Hey everybody, we're going to be doing a live show from the Mudhole Custom Tackle 50th anniversary this morning, so hopefully you guys and gals will really enjoy what we're going to be doing here. Going to stop on in. They got all kinds of great sales going on today. Vendors, all sorts of captains, pro staffers. It's going to be a big event here at Component Loop in Oviedo. Mudhole Custom Tackle. You guys come on out today. It's going to be between about 9 and 3. We'd love to see you here, but we're going to do the show live this morning from this particular location, and we hope you guys and gals enjoy the show.
Ready?
He's trying.
Just came live now.
All right.
That's good.
1 minute.
And we're live.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Ha ha.
Looks all right, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's good.
Hey, it's Rodney. What's up, Rodney?
Hey. Can you hear me okay?
Sure, it sounds
Okay,
great.
good.
Yeah.
You can share that to your own page.
I think you ought to turn that camera on landscape instead of portrait.
I'm not up. How do you do that?
The camera on the stand, turn it sideways instead of up.
It is. It's already horizontal, Paul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I've got it sideways.
Oh, I'm looking at the one on the stand. That's not sideways.
No. That's the one. That's what I'm just using for audio.
Right, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here we go. As well as W234BI, Cocoa Rockledge, and W264AS, Rockledge, Melbourne, Albany, and 100.7 FM.
It's supposed to be in here. No, well, I'm here until it's time to switch. I told them I was going to come out early.
All right, 5 seconds. Here we go. Okay, hit it.
Hey guys and gals, welcome. It's another edition of Catch a Memory Outdoors right here on WWBC 1510 AM. And if you guys and gals are on the Facebook feed listening this morning and watching this morning, you'll notice we're at a little different location than we typically are. We have the 50th anniversary event going on today at Mudhole Custom Tackle. We told you guys about this the last couple of weeks. And of course, today is the big day. You guys and gals need to get out here. It's going to be a big time. Rodney Sahr and myself, Jim Ross, in the studio with you this morning, and we appreciate you in the live broadcast location this morning.
I know, right?
And we appreciate you guys and gals tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch a Memory Outdoors. Rodney, it's a big event today.
It is a big event, and for once, I didn't have to drive as far. You did.
You know what though? Driving to Orlando at 5:30 in the morning is not like driving to Orlando at 8:30 in the morning.
I'm usually one driving to Cocoa
Yeah.
early in the morning. So no, we're gonna have a great day here today. Great time. Weather's beautiful. So I know some of y'all are probably fishing today, but if you're not, man, you gotta come out here.
Yeah,
and
you
check
might
us
be
out.
rolling eastbound dragging a boat this morning.
A little bit. You probably passed some boats on the way.
And, good luck to those anglers that are starting the first day of the Project Sea Safe, the Starbright Initiative, Bouncer Smith, first annual, the inaugural, if you will, Inshore Classic.
And I'm so stoked. He was at Strike Zone last Saturday for the Daiwa Smith NLBN event, and I got to hang out and talk to him a little bit. It's funny because a couple of us older guys were like talking you see all these younger guys that are talking to the influencers from NLBN.
Yeah.
And they're not realizing that there's literally a legend in the fishing industry
Absolutely.
right next to him, and I don't think anybody recognized him. Well, first off, the guy's lost a ton of weight.
Yeah.
And he looks different from what he used to, but literally a legend right there with Bouncer
One of
Smith.
the,
Yep.
you're right. I mean, when you talk about legends of the sport, Bouncer Smith is top 5 worldwide.
Oh yeah,
Not
definitely.
just the U.S., not just Florida. Bouncer is top 5 worldwide. I mean,
But-
the guy has put so many world records on the boat.
And
I
humble
can't-
guy.
and
He's
humble,
humble. Like,
and
love it.
so many personal bests.
Yep.
I mean, for anglers, he's when I was young,
Oh yeah.
and I first started getting into fishing.
Yep.
You know, there was Bouncer Smith, there was Chico Fernandez, there was Flip Pallet,
Yep.
there was Mark Sosens, there was, you know, these guys. But when you look at guys that have TV shows, that's one thing.
Yeah.
When you look at guys that are charter captains and out there just crushing it every day, that guy crushed it.
He crushed it all the time.
All the time.
All the time. What a great guy too. So I'm really stoked. Hopefully I'll be able to make it out part of that, but it's gonna be.
Well,
a good
the
time.
whole event that's going on over there is going to be going on throughout the week. So the fishing this morning and also all the way through Wednesday. Then Thursday's the celebrity tournament.
Yep.
Friday, I forgot what's going on Friday, something. And then Saturday, we're going to be doing a live remote there next Saturday. So that's going to be a fun time. So good luck to those guys and gals that are out on the water there this morning and doing that. But I'll tell you what, you know, today is the big day here at Mudhole Custom Tackle, and
It is, yeah.
I'm looking at all the stuff they've got. And I know that my garage is already overstuffed. I had
So
to
is
just
mine.
put blinders on to walk through this place because the amount of product that they have here and the sales prices is amazing. So
Well-
if you guys and gals aren't going to the water,
Yep,
get
definitely
to
come out.
Mudhole Custom Tackle in Oviedo today.
Yep, there's going to be a lot of, you know, factory representatives like myself. A lot of us here talking, going over equipment and gear. They're going to be
Yeah.
running store-wide discounts on a lot of stuff. Plus, they have some closeouts. We're looking at the closeout right now because they moved it into the education center. So you can see all that stuff right there. But it's just part of what's in the other. I was here yesterday and looking at some of the stuff. Talking to George, you know, he had some new jigs from a company, and I'm like, oh, you know, start geeking out on tackle while you're sitting
Right,
waiting.
right.
So it's gonna be cool. So it'll be a good time. So we got lots of stuff going on, and I know your particular favorite barbecue place is gonna be here later. So we're gonna
Yes,
we'll have some
sir.
good barbecue for
Yes,
lunch.
sir.
Mission Barbecues here, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. Man. We'll
Yeah,
have a good
that's
time.
got some food trucks going on, and of course, you know, I love barbecue. I mean, who doesn't love barbecue,
Yeah,
right?
I know your wife
She
but
loves barbecue, but she
can't
can't
have
have
it. I
barbecue.
know. I'm a barbecue fan. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it'll be good. We'll have a good time, man.
It's unfortunate for me because the only time that I can get barbecue is when I'm not with her,
Yep.
basically, you know,
Yep.
because you can't go, hey, let's just go stop by the barbecue. But, you know, doesn't work that way. But I tell you what, we are, you know, I'm looking at, they've got the entire classroom set up right
Yep.
now. They've got rod building that's going to be going on today.
Yep.
So if you guys are interested in learning how to do that, that's
really
going
cool.
on. These, you know, these custom kits that they
Yep.
make, Mudhole
awesome.
Custom Tackle has been selling components for years.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, somebody just like got the bright idea. If it took 45
Yeah, right.
years, okay, but somebody finally got the bright idea that said, hey, why don't we just create packages that
Put it
guys
all in
can
a
just
kit.
build? Everything's in the box.
Yep.
Everything you need to build your own rod is in the box. And they have got tons of these custom build your own fishing rod boxes. We've
Yep.
got a couple of them over here to the side. Not sure if they're on the camera or not, but they are fantastic. And you
We'll
can
pull
build
one over and talk about it
casting
a little
rods,
bit. Yep.
spinning rods, trolling rods, you know, deep jigging rods, every kind of rod.
Yep.
And
you
it's
can do all
everything
kinds
you
of stuff. It's everything in there.
So, you know, going back to the list of vendors, there's a huge group of vendors that are going to be here today, pro staff people that are going to be here today. What's the one guy that you're kind of thinking to yourself, I really want to talk to that guy again, or I haven't ever talked to those guys or that person, and I'd like to try and talk to that person.
So I really like, and I'm gonna forget the name. Let me look here on it because it's got a different name. We've got the list of them right here, but it's the guys
Saw some of
from
that, too.
Mighty River Recovery. I talked to him briefly. So, you know, we talk a lot about, you know, different things for the lagoons over at the coast and all that. You know, something for me, since I was a kid, the St. John's has been part of my fishing
Oh yeah.
locations, you know, since I was a little kid. I've always, you know, and if you've never been out on the St. John's, you're missing out because it is absolutely stunning. And the Mighty River Recovery is an organization that works on helping, you know, bring to life some of the stuff that's going on with the St. John's River and what we need to do to keep that river system healthy. I mean, it's I think the only river in this hemisphere that flows to the north. So that's one unique thing with it.
Yeah.
As well.
And people don't realize that.
No,
People don't
yeah.
realize that the St. Johns River actually starts south of Melbourne, around Palm Bay,
and goes all the way up
and
out
goes-
of Jacksonville.
and comes out of Jacksonville.
So
It's one of
it
the few
flows
places-
north.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just one thing, but I mean, it's got so much life in it. It's unbelievable. I mean, we've got from freshwater fish and even saltwater fish down our way, even in Monroe. I've caught redfish in Lake Monroe. I've seen tarpon in Monroe.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a very, very unique estuary. I've heard guys catching flounder. I've never caught one, but I'd be freaking out catching big flounder.
So in the north end of Lake George, as an
Yeah.
example, I've talked to tons of people
That have caught 'em
who
there.
said at certain times of the year,
Yep.
you can literally make a cast and catch a bass, a largemouth bass. Make another cast and catch a redfish.
Yeah. Isn't
Make
that awesome?
another
I love it.
cast
Yeah.
and catch a mangrove snapper.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a mangrove snapper.
Nice.
Make another cast and catch, a tarpon. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's, to me,
That's cool. That's awesome.
that blending of where the saltwater and freshwater fish can kind of overlap, we don't have a lot of that in the state of Florida. There's a few places, but it reminds me of going to Louisiana.
Yeah. Yep.
Because when you go to Louisiana, you will get in certain areas where the flow of the Mississippi River is coming out and meeting the Gulf of America waters, and where that blending is happening, you can catch both
All kinds of
species
stuff,
very
yeah.
easily.
That's
And
awesome.
it changes out there depending on the wind and the way the currents
That's
are and
just
different
really
things.
cool. Mother
Here-
Nature's awesome.
Here, it seems like it's more of a window of opportunity for what is the type of bait.
Yeah.
As an example, we catch blue crabs in the St. Johns River.
Yep.
We catch shrimp in the St. Johns River.
Oh yeah.
Well, when the shrimp run's going on, the redfish and the tarpon and all the things
yeah.
that typically eat shrimp are like, oh, we need to be there.
Yeah.
But also the bass are
Oh,
going.
the bass will eat a shrimp.
We
all
need
day
to eat a
long.
shrimp too. You know,
I would.
So, yeah.
I like to eat shrimp.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting the blending that goes on with the St. Johns
Yeah.
River. So Mighty River
Recovery. I enjoyed talking to those
helping
guys
them.
a little bit last year, and I'd like to talk to them again. I'd like for us to talk to them at some point too, in regards to the show and stuff. But that's one I'm definitely, and of course all the different tackle guys. I love talking to those guys. We're gonna have a bunch of them here, so
Yeah.
that'll be good. Yeah. But I'm going to be too busy helping customers. That's show them some of the new Daiwa products. That's what I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah.
So, what about you? Which one are you looking forward to?
I'm just gonna make the rounds.
Okay. I was waiting for you to
There's
say
so
Mission
many.
Barbecue.
There's so many. Well, yeah, that too. But there's so many people on the list of vendors and people that are going to be here that I've never had an opportunity or never gotten a chance to talk with them at all. So even though I've got a little booth set up,
Yeah.
You may
You'll
not
be
find me in
wandering
it
around.
much. I'll
I
probably
hear
be
ya.
wandering around and
I
just
hear
introducing myself to other people, because there's a lot of people that are going to be here that I would really like to talk to.
Should be a good time.
Those guys being one of them. The other one, the Seminole Junior Anglers.
Yeah,
They
really
sound
cool
like
guys.
they've really kind of got that thing going together. And I know there's a lot of, especially in Brevard County, there's a lot of small time fishing clubs within the middle school and high school communities. But there's not, it doesn't seem like it's gotten big. It fluctuates, but I want to see, how do you grow that? How do you get more youngsters, more anglers involved in that particular thing? Maybe it's conflicting with football season, maybe it's conflicting with baseball season, maybe it's conflicting with soccer. But at some point during the year, you've got an off time, and you can still be a member of a club like that.
It was really cool. I had the opportunity to speak to those guys about 2 months ago here.
Oh, you did?
And
Okay.
I spoke to them, and really, really cool young men. I was surprised that how young they went. In fact, one of the young guys I think he was in middle school. He may have been, he was young. He was a little guy. And he won the big award because I think he won the last tournament. I was like, yeah, man, you go.
Nice.
So really cool to see those guys. And I love that it brings, because I'm a competitive angler. I love tournament fishing. I don't need the tournament fish, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the competition. And
You
to
know
see
why?
These kids,
it's that adrenaline
It is,
addiction.
yep.
because when you were a kid and you played baseball and you played football and you played soccer and you played these other sports, softball, you were an adrenaline junkie from that. BMX riding, MX, motocross racing, the four-wheelers that we used to just race around. Everything that we did as kids growing up kind of led to that adrenaline addiction.
Definitely.
And now we're old and we can't go play football anymore, and we can't go,
we get hurt,
run around on a soccer field and roll an ankle, and then you're laid up for a week. So we don't do those things anymore, but you still want to be relative and competitive in something, and that's where we get our fixes. You can fish until I had a guy on the boat yesterday. He's well into his 80s. Actually, this week I had one of my oldest customers, Jim Glass, still fly fishes.
Wow.
And he's like 86.
That's awesome.
He's going through cancer,
Good for him,
chemotherapy.
Good for him.
And he's still getting on the boat. He's
That's
like,
awesome.
okay, I have to plan my cancer treatments around my fishing if I can. And he is just, he's not the guy he was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He's not jumping in and out of the boat. We're helping him in and out of the boat. But man, he gets on that boat and he's
Ready
like,
to go.
give me that fly rod. I'm ready. And doesn't have the stamina he used to have, but man, the desire, the passion
It's all still
that
there.
he still has, man, I'm just hoping I make it that long, because he's an inspiration.
It's and I love seeing that, and I've been very blessed to see my wife. We just celebrated 5 years.
Nice,
last
congratulations.
week. And I've seen her really come around, and now she is into the tournament fishing. She's into catching new species that she hasn't caught, and I know
checking boxes.
I know
Gotta
we're
check
on a
that
break
box.
here, but I'll tell you what, man, the fishing got good this week.
Oh,
it got really
really
and
good.
I know you got some reports, and I
Yeah.
got some reports from the West Coast I want to talk about. So
We're going to talk about what you did, because you went
was
over
awesome.
and actually crushed it over on the other
and
coast.
I had to do a little bit of research, and I wasn't expecting much, and it was a lot more than I expected. It was pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys and gals, we're live at Mudhole Custom Tackle this morning. There's a big event coming out today. It'll come on out today, 9 to about 3, I think it is.
10 to 3. 10 to 3 today.
10 to 3 today. Come on out, check it out. We're going to be right back with more Catch a Memory right after these messages, so don't go away. Turn your volume up on it so we can hear it. 10 to 3 today. Come on out, check it out. Yeah, I think we need to make sure we speak a little louder. That other one can hear something going on here. I don't know what this is. Turn on reactions. Okay.
Oh,
Want to say good morning to everybody out there. We're doing it live, so we're not going through the board anymore at the radio station. So hopefully you guys and gals enjoy it. We're going to get to hear what's going on during the breaks too. So we'll try and keep it clean for you. We're going to be right back with some live stuff here in just a second. So don't go away.
hey, if you talk to Brooke, tell him we want some sushi today. They crushed it. I was talking to you, Kevin.
Oh, did they crush it yesterday?
Yeah, they got a 90-pounder.
Yeah, I saw a guy at the boat cleaning table. He was from the other coast. He normally does tarpon trips on the other coast or something. But he comes over here for like 2 months, like April and May or something. I didn't get his name. They had 10 or 11 yellowfin, but averaging probably with the wire tournaments going on now too. 40 pounds, and the big one looked like it was maybe 55. The small one was maybe 35.
Durwood just sent me a picture of one. He said this one was 90, and said we lost one bigger. And that was the first time Brooks had the new CD out. First trip, and he go to the other side. He's got to be living on cloud. Oh, I'm not right now, but I think the wire tournament's going on right now too. Then, so I bet there's gonna be some studs.
Should be.
I see the weather goes up beginning midweek.
All right, here we go.
Down again, so. Did that colleague
5
of mine
seconds.
set up with you? What's that? Justin Ball. He had a tripper. Sweet.
Okay, hit it.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch Memory Outdoors. This segment of the show is brought to you by Strike Zone down in Melbourne. We appreciate Strike Zone being a sponsor of this segment of the show. Also want to let you know that we got some live reads that are going to be going on here. The first one is Ultra Superior Light Beer. And, it's a good question. How did Anheuser-Busch do it? How did they do it, right? How did they take water, barley, malt, rice, hops, and yeast and create the best-selling, cleanest-tasting, low-calorie beer in America? With only 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs, Ultra is the clear champion of beers for people on the go. Taste the American Revolution for yourself and give Mick Ultra a try. Superior is worth playing for. Carroll Distributing, your local Ultra Superior Light Beer distributor, wants to remind you to enjoy life, have fun, and always drink your crisp-tasting Ultra responsibly. We thank those guys coming on with some new advertisements this year.
For sure.
Been friends with the owners of Carroll Distributing since I was a kid. And it's great to see them having the success that they've had through the years and continuing to grow brands that guys and gals like to get out and drink.
I remember when you had your boat wrapped by them. So that was awesome. So I always knew where you were. Just look for the Bud Light sign.
It was not hard to find. So the fishing this week, for whatever reason, the fish decided that after that 30-knot blow, gusting to gale force 2 days in a row, constantly being in the mid-20s, they were like, this week we're going to eat because last week we didn't eat. And it was, I can tell you, I fished Sebastian on Monday, and the trout bite was as good as you can possibly imagine. It was
like back in the day.
It was really good, and it was all day. We caught bigger trout in the mid-morning and midday. We caught smaller trout first thing in the morning, and then a little later in the afternoon. Snook bite was going on. All of the shorelines down there are starting to get snook back in them. It's really weird. After that cold front hit in February, and there were a lot of areas that we did lose fish. The areas that I historically go to in March and even into early April, the fish aren't there. The fish have not been there. It's like they're waiting to go there.
Gotcha.
And this week they
started
to trickle into those areas. They're not fully in there. But what's interesting is the pattern this week or this year is about like the pattern last year. It seems like it's about a month later than what we anticipate it to be.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is you'll get these little windows, these little glimpses, okay, where things will line up and you're like, oh, here it is, it's happening. And then you'll get a reset like that blow. And the reset isn't something that they rebound from very quickly. It's taking them a while to rebound from those. So but this week it happened. This week was really good. Tuesday I did not fish. It was still too rough off the beach. And the guy didn't want to go in the river, and I was like, okay, we'll just reschedule to another day. So we did. And then Wednesday I ran a double. Thursday I ran a double. Friday I was supposed to run a double, but on Thursday, the guy that was the second trip on Friday called me and said, hey, I'm coming down with something, and so we're going to have to reschedule. So I was kind of glad because I got to not fish 3 straight back-to-back days. Because it's getting a little boring or a little hard on me. A little hard on me now.
Come on.
But and I got to go to the Bouncer Smith Celebrity Captain's Party last night, which was a big time. So great that whole event. Next week we are going to have a complete rundown of what's going on with that event, and it's a good one. It is such a good event. But long story short, the fishing got inshore and near coastal got really good. Tripletail started coming and showing up on the weeds. A lot of people catching fish off the weeds.
I saw the pictures. Yeah, I saw the pictures, and then I called you and heard you.
I think I was like, I couldn't get the phone to open to answer the phone because my hands were wet. I'm like, sorry. And then I think while we were talking, we got another hookup.
Yeah, I believe you did. I know you were looking for somebody to give you the rest of your shrimp to, and then you saw one while you were doing something else. I was like, oh man. Call me later, man. I get it.
Yeah, it was a good bite. It was a really good bite this week. So, I mean, if you haven't been out, it's time to get out.
I'll tell
spring.
you, I'll tell you, you know, we had planned on last week going to the Keys.
Right.
And of course, Mother Nature had some different ideas.
30 knots. You
I
can't
was
go to
like,
the Keys in 30 knots.
I'm like, I don't know where we can. I told my wife, I don't know where we can hide. It's gonna be blowing like crazy. Let's, you know, maybe look at doing something else. We had planned something else, and of course, it even got worse. So like, all right, we're gonna go over to, you know, Clearwater, St. Pete area. We can fish the bay. We can find places to hide over there. There are places to hide over there. And the weather kind of broke a little bit. We got over there Sunday, mid-morning, got everything together. We kind of went out in front of where we were, which was just north of Shell Key, right there in the bay. Got a little bit of bait off of a marker, and, you know, we were gonna try to maybe run out to a spot. Didn't like the forecast for that afternoon, so we stayed in and we fished. We found some more bait somewhere else, some bigger baits, and then we found a place that is on one of the dump sites from Skyway Bridge. And
Oh, nice.
you know, I've never
But
fished
it's
it
in the
before.
bay.
It's in the bay. I never fished it before, so you know, I went back to let's put some trolling plugs out. You know, diving Rapala. I had some Rapala X-Wrap mags. I think I was fishing the 20s because we were in about 18 foot of water. So you know, you got to adjust your speed on that. I had to slow them down a little bit so I wasn't all the way down in the freaking rubble.
Weren't digging in.
Yeah. And first pass, the line goes off, and there's our first gag. So I'm like, okay, let's just set up, because there were two other boats fishing different sections of it. And it was every time the bait hit the bottom, man. I mean, boom. But we lost a ton of fish, caught a bunch of fish. And obviously they're out of season right now. And I think Chris Pasho's even commented on it. Their grouper are like our red snapper over here. And he's hit the nail on the head. They've got so many grouper over there. But we caught grouper after grouper after grouper. And plenty of fish that were of legal size, 24 inch plus.
Nice.
So we had some 26, 27 inch ones.
So in your trolling rig,
Yep.
you're running a Rapala
I was
Magnum
so
20.
Magnum 20, and I'm using
Any
like,
particular color?
well, it was funny because I still have a bunch of samples from when I worked for them.
Right.
And the one that they were hitting, I had two of the newer ones that I had from when I was working there. One, and I don't know the name of the color. One looks very similar to a croaker pattern. It's like a reddish color with a black stripe down it. The other one was this bright blue with a chartreuse like back end of it. They ate that one tenfold over the other one.
Really?
Yes, and it was interesting because the next day we did go offshore a little bit. We were looking for some king mackerel. They weren't there, but we started trolling the 30s because we were in about 30 foot of water. And I found them again, but this time they were eating both colors.
Okay.
And we actually caught some bigger fish out there doing that. And we were only 5 miles off the beach or so.
So do you think that the color was because of that bright chartreuse?
definitely-
The inshore water was a little
No,
dirtier.
it
and they
was
could see
it was as clean as it was offshore.
Oh, really?
The second day the water was a little dirtier.
Okay.
So we did catch a few on plugs the next day, but we were fishing more bait on the inside because I came back to that spot the second day. But we caught gags everywhere we went. And then Wednesday we did fish the Skyway, and we did get in the mangrove snapper pretty heavy. We also caught. I had one gag that was probably 22 inches on 20-pound tackle and a yellowtail jig. So that was that was an interesting fight on light tackle. I had two nice gags on light tackle, but we caught mangrove snapper up to 18 inches. So, and we're in the bay. I mean, we are in the bay. Yeah, we ate good last night. We had some mangrove snapper last night.
I bet.
So it was.
So
it was a
gag
good time.
grouper are out of season on the West Coast.
They are out of season, and they're not in for a while. And unfortunately, when
Is
they
it
come
like
into
our
season, they move out.
It comes into May, right?
I believe it's in September.
No. Our season on the
I
East
know.
Coast.
Yes, season on the East Coast is May 1st.
Yeah. So we can't keep gags until May 1.
Yep.
But their season isn't until later, you think?
It isn't until later, and it's only a 2-week season. So
For gags.
yeah. So like I said, our red snapper is their gag grouper season scenario over there.
Yeah.
So and let me tell you, this is the guys from Crystal River all the way down to Pine Island. We're seeing more and bigger gags inshore than we've ever seen before. So I've seen numerous, I'm talking 30+ inch gags on a regular basis. Guys are catching on the inshore. I'm talking less than 10 foot of water scenario.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
And it's, like I said, from Crystal River all the way down to Pine Island, the entire West Coast right now.
So you're being a tackle rep. Your territory is the west coast of Florida right now.
I cover.
Even though you're based in Central Florida,
Correct.
your territory is the west side.
Exactly.
So you're getting information from all these tackle stores, like you say, from Homosassa South.
Yep.
And I mean, I've only gone over and done that type of fishing once, and it was a couple of years ago. And you remember we went over to Ozello.
Okay. Yep.
And stayed with Gary Bartell over at Ozello Keys Marina. But you know what? Let's start our next break.
Yeah,
And when we come
get
back from
back,
that
talk a
break,
little more about it.
we'll talk about
I like
that. And because it's something like you found out, it's something that anybody can do with a trailerable boat.
And it's fun. And listen, you know, if people on the East Coast think grouper, you think you're digging heavy tackle, it's a fight. It's not as much when you're doing trolling plugs. The boat's doing a lot of the work, so you can get kids involved in it, and they can really enjoy it. So
Well,
it's cool.
we're gonna get some more details on that right after this break. So don't go away. Catch Your Memories coming back right after this.
Okay, he's in the wrong one. Okay.
Am I in that slot?
Yeah, no, you're in where he's at, he's where you're at.
Oh, sorry. I'm in 24.
You're in 25.
I'm in the wrong one?
Okay.
You're in our-
Okay.
You're fine. You're
You want me to
actually,
do it real quick?
sure, I actually moved you closest to this door.
So I'm in 25.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're basically, you guys need to switch tracks.
Who? The two of us? Rodney, if you want, just take the banner and the two boxes and just set them in the 25 spot, and then just move the truck down. There's two boxes and a banner. Paul, does everything sound okay?
Everything sounds fantastic.
Good.
Yep, great sound.
Is the Facebook feed coming through okay?
It was.
Okay.
I don't have it on at the moment.
But
I
you-
checked a couple times and it was fine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, sounds great.
Perfect.
You guys literally parked in the exact opposite spot.
All right, one more spot.
For some reason, I thought I was 22, but I didn't look at it right.
It changed.
Oh,
So
that could be.
you're there because I had to add 2 more boot spaces, so everything kind of slightly shifted.
That's wherever you need me to be is where I'll be.
You haven't physically moved, your boot space just changed.
Yeah.
Number-wise.
So what are you up to today, Cap? You hanging around out
Yeah,
there
we've
all
got
day?
we got to set a booth up, and then once we get done with the show, we'll set the booth up. And this event is going to be huge today. I'm really excited about it. If people are not doing anything else, they don't have anything going on, they need to get here. And if they do have something going on, they may want to just change plans, because this is it's going to be a really good event today.
I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, they had about 700 people last year, and they're expecting a couple more this year. Yeah, it's gonna be a good event. So for sure.
And is that store the big store?
Yes, this place is one of the most well-stocked places in the state. It's really good place.
Here we go. All right, go.
Hey gang, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch Your Memory Outdoors. This segment of the show is brought to you by Direct Graphics over in Cocoa. If you need any kind of print work done, any kind of signage done, shirts, our Catch Your Memory, our camo radio show shirts, they do all that kind of stuff. So if you guys need any of that, obviously stop over at Direct Graphics and talk to them. 321-631-1001. That's 321-631-1001. And how they get you showcased up, if you will, get you able to promote your particular product, whatever it is that you need to promote. Also want to thank Ace in Titusville. They've got a huge selection of rods and reels from Penn, Daiwa, Shimano, plus the best lures from Rapala, Gulp, No Live Bait Needed, Mirror Lure, and Saltwater Assassin. They're your one-stop tackle shop on Highway US 1 in Titusville. So stop in there and check them out. They've got Yeti coolers and accessories, all sorts of boating supplies, including tons of Starbright stuff. But so, you know what? And they've got an entire wall of sunglasses over there. So if you guys and gals need to need to get over there and get anything, they're just minutes from the boat ramp. They've got a drive-through ice vending machine, which is really cool, right there in their parking lot, so you can get in and out while you're trailering your boat and get your big sacks of ice that you need if you need those. So check out the largest selection of fishing and boating gear in the northern Space Coast area at Ace Hardware Store on US 1 in Titusville. Well, Rodney's going to join me back in just a minute, but we were talking about grouper catching over on the West Coast. And what's really cool about the grouper over there is there's a lot of rock inshore, and so there's a lot of places for those guys and gals that fish over there to make that happen. The thing that I was impressed with, Rodney, and thank you for
no problem. We've got behind the scenes stuff going on.
We do. The thing that I really like about over there is that you can go scalloping.
Yeah.
And then literally right where you're scalloping, if you find a crack in the bottom, because it's all rock, and anywhere where you see exposed rock,
limestone,
or even a crack in the bottom there, because it's not really a reef per se. There's rock piles, but just cracks in the Gulf, in the floor of the Gulf there, can hold gags and snappers and things in them. So if you're snorkeling along and you see one of these cracks, you can mark it and come back and fish it.
Yep.
Because a lot of times the gags will see you and they'll kind of slide off and get away from you while you're snorkeling. But if you come back and make a long cast to that spot, man, I mean, when we went over there, we would pull up. Gary would just put a spot lock down with his trolling motor, and he'd say, okay, let the boat get positioned out. It got positioned out. Then he'd give us an O clock to cast to where the structure was in relationship to the boat, an O clock and a distance. So he'd say, hey, it's 60 feet at 7 o'clock. And so we would throw 80 feet at 7 o'clock and then start pulling our lures back across.
And they just,
oh my goodness. And
then when they hit,
it's like they want to jerk your arm out of the socket.
It's
when you're physically reeling a bait or a lure in particular, whether it's a big swim bait, whether it's a lip diving plug, you're pulling it and you're just kind of burning it back to you. And when they hit, it just goes, it is a dead stop. And
it's not just a dead stop, it's a reverse the other direction.
Yeah, everything comes to a complete halt, and then you're like, oh man. And you realize, hey, it's hand-to-hand combat now. And it's me or him. You got to get that fish out of those rocks because he's gonna head straight back for it. So the casting aspect in relationship with the slam, I mean, it's not. You don't have to worry about did something lick? Did it lick my shrimp? Did it sniff my mullet? You don't have to wonder about that. I mean, it is like, to use an old school term, it's Dusty Rhodes bringing the elbow off the top rope. You know what I mean? It is a full-on smackdown when they hit you.
Or refer to it, it's you got freight trained.
Exactly.
That was the term we used bottom fishing. I remember when you got freight trained is when something grabbed it and it was on the move and it didn't stop.
And you had no control over the situation whatsoever.
It was like in football or in tackling, and I played lacrosse, it's you run through the person. That fish swam through the bait.
Yes. You watch the highlight reels on social media where the guys are hitting and getting crushed. That is grouper fishing on the West Coast.
It is. And our coast, it can be over here, but it was just really cool to see the amount of life, the amount of bait. And I'll tell you what's cool too is where we were is we pulled up on Shell Key, and you talk about one of the most beautiful beaches in all of Florida, and we're fishing and then we come in and hang out on the beach for a couple minutes, like really cool, really beautiful. And it's just there's a ton of boats over there. I didn't think the boat traffic was too bad, but
you were midweek.
We were midweek,
a little rough.
And I will tell you what's cool too is they have channels really well marked over there. Like they do a really good job of marking all the channels because there's a lot of shallow water over there.
Right.
But inside the bay, it's not hard to navigate at all. So, and what's crazy is right on the edge of Shell Key too, between Shell Key and Egmont is the shipping channel there and where they bring everything out.
Yeah.
You're in 20 feet and all of a sudden it drops down to 80 feet in that one spot because you can tell it washes out. Most of it's like 45, 50, but now one area, it drops to 80 feet. Literally, not quite casting distance, a little farther than that, from the edge of the freaking key. It's like, holy cow. I was like, is something wrong with my transducer? I'm like, something's got to be wrong with my transducer. What is it? I didn't realize it was that deep. So it was pretty
So
cool.
what is the deepest, I mean, is that the deepest part of the bay, or is there
I think that's the deepest part of the bay. I'm pretty sure. Because in between the channel
So
markers
what's
there,
the roll
bridge-
down? Does it go from like 5 to 10?
No, it right there, it's a significant, like, it is a ledge. It is like, it drops down. But most of the other areas, actually outside of the bay on the ocean side, the shipping channel is more gradual than Canaveral shipping channel. Like, cause it went from like 15 to 30 down to 40, then 50.
Okay.
And then ours goes like, boom, pretty close. But out there, it was more gradual for sure.
But
So
80 feet?
in that one area. Yeah, I'll
Really?
show you on a map right where it was. It was like, holy cow. I was like, I thought my transducer was broken.
You're
I
pushing
thought-
buttons.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, did I just knock my transducer up or something? And it
Right,
come
right.
loose? And I'm like, no, it wasn't. I was like, holy crap. So it was pretty cool. And then it comes right up to 30 again. Like, yeah, because that was not far from where the one area of structure was that we caught a lot of the grouper. So they
I
have
wonder
deep
if
water
it's like
access
an old
right there.
bombing hole or something like that.
I don't know. I think it's almost from washing out from the currents. It almost looked like where it is, it could be just a washout.
Oh, okay.
And just
Okay.
continually, gradually just washed out that more. But I could be wrong. I don't know on that. So,
Yeah.
but it's just really cool place. It's west coast of Florida. Everybody's really nice.
So what's interesting, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, we used to fish, there's 3 particular bombing targets
Okay.
that we used to fish around a lot. 2 in the Indian River.
Yep.
There's actually 2 in the Banana River, but after they made the manatee sanctuary and shut down the entire north end of the Banana
Yeah.
River, leading up into the Space Center, it's more for security reasons than
Yeah,
anything else.
yeah.
It was not a manatee issue. But long story short, the bombing target in the Banana River just south of 528, as an example, used to have craters or depressions
Ah, interesting.
around it where they were trying to bomb that
Yeah.
target. I mean, that's what they were doing. That's what that target's
Yeah.
for. And they were sometimes they would run live. Most of the time they were running dummy bombs, but sometimes they'd run live bombs. And there used to be depressions around it. Now, over the years, it's all kind of silted and sanded back
Yeah.
in. But what was interesting is there was a noticeable change in depth, 2 or 3 feet.
Yep.
And this is back in the mid 90s to
Yeah.
early 2000s. After about 2005 or 2006, I really don't think you could tell the difference
Different
between
time.
where the crater was
Yeah.
and where it wasn't. But up until that point, we would fish those holes because, especially in the summertime, the surrounding flat would be 4.5 feet, 3 to 4.5 feet. And then the holes would be about 6 feet. And so the trout would hold in those holes because it was a little bit cooler.
for sure.
And the water used to obviously be much cleaner than what it is now. Hopefully, it's coming back a little bit now, was.
Yeah.
The Banana River looks
Yeah.
like a green slime pit right now.
Does it
Oh,
really?
the last 2 weeks, I don't know what happened to the Banana River in the last 2 weeks, but it got bad. I mean, it's been kind of dirty, but now it's like really bad. So I'm hoping that something, I don't know
Is it
what.
an algae bloom or
Yeah,
just?
it's green.
That's not what we want.
It looks like you could cut it with a lawnmower. Unfortunately.
We're
but-
hoping that would hold.
Back then, it was much cleaner. We didn't have the algae blooms, and so we didn't have those issues. And we used to run popping corks all the time.
Okay, yeah.
So we'd run a slip cork, and we'd have a foot of line under the slip cork. You'd throw the slip cork out, and you'd let it slide to about 4 feet.
Okay.
So you were 2 feet above the bottom of the holes. But
Okay.
if you brought it up around the edges, it didn't really hang in the grass too bad
Gotcha.
either, as long as you kept kind of working it. And we didn't really use a shrimp, we used a jig under the popping cork.
Okay.
So by popping that thing along, and it still works today. I mean, that
Oh, yeah.
particular
That's a big
technique
West Coast
still
technique,
works
yeah.
fantastic today, especially in areas where you do have a little bit deeper water, 3, 4, 5 feet of water, and some grass or some tumbleweed, because the tumbleweed algae has become
Grass.
a source
Yeah.
of cover for the trout as well. But it's one of those things where it's a very simple pattern and it's very productive. When that pattern is established and working, it's very productive. So, but yeah, it's, thinking about those holes,
Took you back a little bit.
it did. It definitely took me back, because anytime that you have a change in water depth, you have
Oh, yeah.
structure. I mean, that
Definitely.
is structure.
Yep.
You don't realize trout, redfish, snook, everything relies on some form of cover.
Yeah.
In more recent years, it's been more mangroves and things of that nature. But in years past, and in the Mosquito Lagoon, now that the grass is in North River, now that the grass is starting to come back in some of those areas, the fish are relating back to the grass again.
Yeah.
And here's why. A redfish, 25-inch redfish, is 5 or 6 inches tall.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's 25 inches long. That fish in 12 inches of grass can completely disappear.
Yep.
He can swim along, and then he can go, I'm just going to duck down in, and he can tuck down into the grass and lay there
Yep.
and go to sleep. And he's protected.
Yeah.
He's not giving off any signature that the dolphins can pick up. And then, and guys will notice this, as you're poling along the grass, you're scanning, you don't see any fish at all as you're
Until they
poling.
skip.
And then all of a sudden, the fish is laying in the grass, he lifts up out of the grass and starts swimming on top of the grass again. So he comes out and starts to swim. That was a very, very well established pattern up until about 2014, 15. But it is coming back where
That's
you're
awesome.
poling
Yeah.
a flat and you're not seeing tailing fish. You know, you're not, maybe there's not even any sand holes, because sand holes are obviously an edge of a clearing, like if you have woods in a clearing. But you just had fish laying in the grass asleep
Yep.
or resting, and then they would come up and out and then obviously continue on. So as you were poling, you were constantly scanning to make sure that you didn't run over a fish, or the second that he lifted, you got the lure or the bait to him as quickly as you could. You made that cast immediately, and when you made that cast, hopefully that fish hadn't spooked or hadn't gotten too wary yet. He just realized that there was something going on around him. He could feel a compression wave coming off the boat or something to that effect. He knew something was going on, and he just needed to move a little bit. So the reaction strike is almost like if you have a dog that's just kind of laying down, and you go, hey bud, and he looks up and you throw the ball, and he takes off after the ball.
Yeah.
He's not really awake yet, but he knows he needs to chase the ball.
Yeah. Needs to go do something.
It's the same kind of thing with redfish and trout. Not so
Gotcha.
much trout are a little smarter. Trout,
Gotcha.
when they start to move, they've determined something is definitely looking for them.
Gotcha.
In their mind. In my mind, that's what I see in their mind.
Okay.
With trout, you can't really play
Once you
that
spook
game.
them, they're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. But redfish is 6 or 7 out of 10.
Gotcha.
Where you can get that opportunity where you can make that cast and get them to come up like that. So a popping cork around the grass, if they're sleeping in the grass,
Gets their attention.
they go, hey, something's going on. Let me go see.
Little squeaky toy.
Right, squeaky toy. There you go, squeaky toy. Let's go see. And so they jump up and then they go to the sound because they think it's something feeding. That's what a popping cork imitates, is the feeding activity of a fish. He hears the sound, he sees the jig popping, and boom, you get the hit.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
So it's a great pattern. Well, guys and gals, better take our next break. When we come back, Rodney and myself, we got a whole lot more coming back at you right here live from Mudhole Custom Tackle. We're here all day today, so you guys and gals, come on out. We'd love to see you, even after the show, and we're going to be right back after this break.
All right. That's George. I'm trying to get him to come.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I can turn the thing around so that we're more centered on the feed.
Hey, I've got one of my old factories. I don't know.
All right, it's a short break, gentlemen. We only got 1 minute. 2 30-second spots. I need to add something else to this break thing.
Every week on this show, you hear light tackle fishing expert Captain Jim Ross teach you the latest tips and tricks to help you catch those fish. Now it's your chance to call Captain Jim for instruction fishing service. Jim will help you become that angler you've always wanted to be. Learn how to read the water, spot cruising fish, tie knots, just like a pro. Give him a call at 321.
Okay, here we go.
Or check out his website, finelinefishingservice.com.
That's it.
You got 5 minutes? Get on it.
All right, go.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back. This segment of the show is brought to you by Engel Coolers. Obviously, if you want to get one of the best products out there, you need to stop in and check out an Engel. If you don't have a local retailer that sells Engel Coolers, check them out at engelcoolers.com because they've got all kinds of stuff going on the website. All the accessories that you need for your, if you get a hard-sided box or you get any kind of hard-sided cooler, whether it's the heavy duties, whether it's the light duty,
Ultralights.
dry boxes.
Yep, all
They've
of
always got some kind of little nifty thing.
They do. It's
One of the things that I really like, and I use on my bait well box, is they have these little EVA foam stick-on feet that go on the bottom of your dry box.
The dry box? Okay, that's a new one. I haven't seen that one yet.
So when you set it on your deck of your boat, it doesn't slide all over the place because it's not plastic on gel coat.
Yep.
And so just those little feet things that they
Keeps it in
give you,
place. Nice.
and they last forever.
Sweet.
Engel Coolers last forever. So check them out, engelcoolers.com. We appreciate them being a sponsor of this segment of the show. Also, for over 40 years, Bud Light has been enjoyed at backyard barbecues, pool parties, sunny days at the beach, and of course, celebrating your personal best catch with your friends. These aren't just artificial flavors and preservatives thrown into a can. They are the best stuff that you can brew up. Clean, crisp taste of a cold Bud Light shines through and goes with just about everything you do. So enjoy one of America's greatest tasting beers the next time you're on an adventure. Grab yourself some Bud Light. Rodney, let's do the catch conditions real quick.
Sure,
because
real
we
quick.
haven't really,
I'll tell you what,
really done them.
we've got a guest here real quick.
Oh,
Can we
okay.
bring him over?
Yeah,
Come on.
sure.
We're going to bring over Hunter.
Come on
Good,
in,
Hunter. How are you, man?
Come grab a chair with us, bud.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. How's it been going?
Good, Rodney. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, man.
Slide back a little bit so we can kind of get
this
a powwow going on.
This is the second block party, correct?
It is, correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So the first one I know we were part of was a huge success, but tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing in the store today, as far as deals, stuff like that.
Yeah, so we got the big Mudhole Block Party is today, right? So we had, as you mentioned, we had one in the fall, and then this is our second one we're doing in the spring for this year. And we got over 40 vendors here. Of course, Daiwa's going to be here representing by yourself. We got Yeti, and then tons of other, we got a couple guide services here, and plenty of vendors, from all walks of life. And we got giveaways going on all day. The event starts at 10, runs through 3 o'clock. And vendors, food trucks, giveaways, family fun of activities to do. We got some rod building activities, and kids can come in and paint their own lures. So lots of fun
That's awesome. That's
activities
really
to do during the day.
Oh, really?
All kinds of cool stuff.
So, I'm looking at the setups that we have. Obviously, the people that are watching the show can't really see because it's behind them. But I'm looking at these setups that you have out here, and obviously, you're not building a rod. You just have a section of blank, and this is just an idea of how you need to do things.
Yeah.
But they can come today, learn how to properly wrap a guide on blank, and then grab one of these and just pull it over here.
So one of our
We were talking about this earlier. This right here.
It's such a cool idea.
This
that's almost all in the
This
camera
is
there.
everything you need.
Yeah, we got it
in
in
a
there.
box, guys and gals.
It is.
It's. I was telling Rodney, I'm like 50-year anniversary. They just came up with this concept 5 years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
And,
Why did it take 45 years that somebody finally went, wow, we can put it all together in one box, and a customer can come in or go online because you guys have a huge online presence.
Yes.
Order exactly what they want and build it out.
Exactly.
And with Mudhole Custom Tackle, one of the things that's really great that I like about this place, you guys aren't just a retail outlet. You are a complete, from start to finish, servicing center.
Correct.
For the angler.
Yes.
Because the guy that says, oh, I want to think about maybe building my own rod, but I'm not really sure. Your video library
Extensive.
is incredible
Yes.
on how to do this, that, and the other.
We're huge on education. Mudhole has been founded on educating specifically rod builders, right?
Yep.
And now we're transitioning into the full package, right? With fishing, rod building, we've got apparel, we've got rods, reels, tackle, line, the whole works,
Everything.
right? So you can
Everything
come in,
somebody needs.
and whether you're an angler or you want to try to build your own rods, we got everything for you. This all-in-one kit we're super proud of because this actually won an ICAST award a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in 2025, I believe, or 2024, we won an ICAST award for this all-in-one kit.
Right.
And what's great about this is it's everything you need to build a rod in one package, right? So
Everything.
you get a two-piece rod blank, you get all the supplies, the components, even the equipment to build future rods with comes in this package for $200. It's an incredible deal. And if you come in today, we got 10% off in store. So
Perfect.
Lots of great deals as well here at the block party, and we're doing 10% off
So
showroom.
you've got various spinning models, various casting models.
Yes,
What about that guy that says, hey, you know what? I want to try and build a fly rod.
sure.
Do you have one for that
We
guy?
have an all-in-one kit for a fly rod as well.
There you go.
And even ice rods. So we've got a spinning, a casting, a
That's
fly.
what you need, Jim.
Ice rod, yeah.
We also have an ice rod that you can build 3 ice rods because they're a little bit lower value, right? And we can accommodate.
Well, and
3 rods.
they're only that long.
And they're
anyway.
shorter too.
Yeah.
So, but we're really proud of this kit. Like I said, it had the ICAST award, and we were able to even get this kit into a few major retailers across the U.S. as well. So, really trying to get the craft of rod building out there to other anglers. But sometimes rod building is not for everybody either, right? So again, we've got finished rods now, and tackle and reels and all those other good things
I
too.
know you can add your Daiwa reel to this as
You
well.
can,
A little
yeah,
selfish plug.
absolutely.
So you've got finished rods in the MHX line. Is there any? I'm not familiar with all.
So
of
yeah,
those
MHX
lines.
is our rod blank line, right? So,
Right. But that's what you're building off of. is
that's
that
what you're
blank.
building on is that rod
Okay.
blank. Yeah. So MHX. We also have Mudhole color series blanks as well. They're very popular. We try to have some again for everybody. Even on the rod building side, we've got different tiers of rod blanks at different price points for different performance and etc. So. Whether you're building a rod to go bluegill fishing or go blue marlin fishing, we've got
it all.
even
Yeah.
rod building. We've got you covered from all the extremes up and down.
12 inches to 120 miles.
That's it.
There you go.
Anywhere in between.
Yeah. I saw that and I'm like, that's genius. That's just sheer genius in a box because
Yes.
that gives you. I mean, like you say, it gives you the blank, it gives you the guides, it gives you the reel seat, it gives you the foregrip and rear grip. But that's just part of it. Now you got to assemble it. It gives you everything in the tools and supplies, everything you need to build a rod.
It does.
But this is also, to me, when I saw this, what I thought was cool about it, it's a great project if you want to do it with your kids. If you want to be like, hey, we're going to build a rod.
Yeah.
You grab 2 of these, build it with your son or your daughter together, and that's something that's going to last forever.
Yes.
And I mean, and it's an affordable price to do something like that. And I think to me that was what I saw when I saw this was like, that's a Father's Day gift, Mother's Day gift, Christmas.
Absolutely.
To me, that just screams like that's going to be daddy-daughter or daddy-son-day. So,
Yeah, and
or mom, I should
I mean,
say.
I was gonna say, think about it like this: it's the family project.
It is, yeah.
At Christmas,
Very cool.
it's not
Yeah.
Christmas time, but at Christmas time or something like that, where you're giving a lot of gifts.
Correct.
It's like, okay, Dad says, okay, I'm gonna get one for my son, I'm gonna get one for my daughter, I'm gonna get one for my wife, and I'm gonna get one for myself. And we're all going to build our rods together and have a family building
Exactly.
project.
Yes. And so, this kit, of course, it's in singular package. It ships from us for free per our shipping policy, right? Anything over $100. This kit being $199, it's going to ship for free. Comes in one nice little package for you. Now, if you are, and as you mentioned earlier, we have a ton of YouTube videos. We give great instructions on how to build a rod in the kit. But if you want to take a different avenue, we also have rod building classes that we put on, right? Across the U.S. at different locations. We do a class in Charlotte almost every year, Houston, Dallas. We go out on the West Coast to San Diego, Seattle, etc. And all those classes you can find on mudhole.com. We also do remote classes, right? So since COVID, we have instituted remote classes to where over Zoom you can get instruction from one of our instructors on how to build a rod. And they're small classes. You'll be in a Zoom call with maybe 3 or 4 other people and an instructor. So you still get kind of the hands-on and advice from one of our experts over a Zoom call, and you can be in your house and and not have to come to one of our classes or anything like that. So
Well, and for you guys too, this is a great way to get people started in the art, and I'm going to call it art because it is an art of rod building. So, and I'm not, I'll be the first one to say, but this is something to really get people started and get them hooked on it. And I
Yes.
love it. Get them hooked when they're younger as well.
Yeah,
So,
and as you guys mentioned, this isn't just for guys, right? Like
Yeah.
this
Oh,
is
yeah.
this is a family thing. Women are some of the best rod builders.
I'm sure.
From a creativity standpoint,
Yeah.
hands-on, working
Yep.
with your hands and doing the DIY thing, you'd think, oh, this is only for males or for the fishermen, right? No, this is for females. This is for
Yep.
kids. This is for anybody that wants to do it. So
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Like going back to your video library, you have years, really, of video.
over 10 years,
That people can
hundreds of
check out.
videos. Yes.
And so if they see something, let's say they come to the shop today and they go, hey, I saw this rod and I really want to try and build this. If you don't specifically have that particular rod that they want to build, they can still get all the components that they need
sure, yes.
and still build that rod out.
Absolutely. And we've got a team of customer service agents, that are willing to help. Like I said, we're big on education and helping out our customers. Rod building for, a lot of people can be somewhat difficult, right? It is hands-on. You got to be a little crafty. You got to be able to work with your hands and have patience. That's the main thing I always preach is just have some patience, right? If you go to wrap a guide and it's your first time, it's a little difficult, just stop for a second, back off, go take a break, go get a drink of water, come back and try it again. But it is one of those things that you are maybe going to have some hangups along the way. Pick up the phone, give us a call, right? If a video doesn't work out too well for you, hop on a call, right? We've got 8 to 10 guys here, almost 6 days a week that can help you through something or kind of walk you through one of the steps in the process.
Well, and the other neat thing about it is let's say you're gluing everything up and you get done and you're like, man, one of my guides is off. How did I do that?
It happens.
It happens.
It does. It happens.
I've built rods. Trust me, it happens. The cool thing about it is let the epoxy dry, cut it off, go retie it.
Retry.
You can fix your own mistake.
Yes.
And it's no big deal, and it's more part of that learning experience.
It is. It's part of it.
Yeah.
You're going to make mistakes along the way.
Yeah.
We've all built our first rod before, and I wouldn't even want to go back and look at my first rod because it's probably doesn't
one of
look
the
very
first
good.
ones I did. I don't know what I was thinking. I put one of the guides completely on backwards.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the stripper guide like you see a lot of stripper guides turned around. No, it was one of the ones up the blanket. I had it facing the wrong way,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how did I do that? But I did.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We got our top of the hour break, so we need to take our top of the hour break. But appreciate you being on
Of
with
course.
us. Thank
Yeah.
you so
Thanks so
much,
much.
and we
Awesome.
look forward to
Appreciate it.
everybody
Thanks,
coming out here today
Yeah.
and checking out what's going on with you.
Absolutely. We'll see you here today.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Mud Hole Tackle right here, guys. We're going to be here all day. We're going to take another break. We're going to be right back with the second hour of Catch Your Memory, so don't go away. Thank you.
Okay. Of course. Thank you guys.
If any of the other guys want to come on too, like,
I doubt it.
yeah.
I'll see, but he'll probably be no.
We got a minute, right? I got a guy with a tripod here coming here and talk about these things real quick. He's cool. Hey man, sorry, I was bring you a show. That's all right. You want me to call you after? Okay. No, man. I got an event over here in Monday. So, for work. Yep. Oh, I bet. There's several tournaments going on too. So. Oh, jeez. All right, dude. But yeah, I'll holler at you a little bit later. All right, dude. Yeah, bye.
Okay, hit it.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back. Hour number 2 of Catch a Memory Outdoors right here, live from Mudhole Custom Tackle in Oviedo. If you guys and gals get a chance, you really need to get out here today. It's a big event going on. Lots of stuff going on today. Rodney Sahr and myself, obviously, doing the radio show with you this morning. But we appreciate Mudhole having us out this morning, and this is going to be a fantastic event today, Rodney.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I mean, now I didn't even realize that they're going to have lure painting with the kids.
Yeah.
They're going to have instructional stuff on how to build a rod, simple stuff that you can come in. It's not like you have to.
Yeah, it's not an all-day
spend a bunch of-
process.
No,
Yeah.
you can come and just learn some of it. You can obviously pick up. You're going to be some great deals. They're going to be. I think they're doing like 10% off almost everything.
Everything.
So yeah, you can come in, get some great deals. They've got a bunch of clearance stuff too, some off-price stuff. So, and you're gonna have people like me. You're gonna have factory representatives, organizations that are gonna be here as well. Food, it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. We're gonna have a good time.
Lots of good stuff
Yep.
going on. Some of the. So I was looking at the list. Obviously, there's a bunch of different interesting organizations that are going to be out here. Obviously, there's a bunch of custom rod builders that are going to be here. But you've got Anglers Resource. You've got obviously Cortland is going to be here.
Yep.
You guys with Daiwa are going to be here. Danco's here. Diamond Fishing Products is here. Florida Fishing Products is here. So there's a lot of different stuff. But Johnny Jigs, that's one of the ones that I've really kind of gotten interested in. I'm going to spend a little time with those guys because I've really started messing around. And JYG.
JYG. We're gonna have two.
I've really been messing around with that slow pitch jigging for inshore species.
Gotcha.
And I haven't got it fully figured out yet, but my learning curve.
Now, do you
is
mean
getting pretty
inshore or
good.
nearshore species?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah. So inshore in the lagoons, at times when the fish are deeper, when they're 8, 12 feet deep.
Yeah.
Well,
You
I
start-
don't want to give a whole
No,
lot
no,
of
I
but,
get it.
But I'm finding some things that actually I can catch these fish on that they're not responding to other types of lures, which is really interesting. And then out to about 90 feet, near coastal, I'm catching a lot of species that I wouldn't normally catch, I believe.
What's really interesting is the jigging market is heavily influenced from Japan. So hence why Daiwa and Shimano are some of the leading ones in that.
Right.
And right now, all of the jigging is going to the ultralight jigging, or it's going to
Which
much
is what I've
lighter
been messing
stuff. Yeah.
with. That's what I've
so
been messing
we
with.
actually sell a jig called the KO jig, which it's from 20 to 60 grams.
Yes.
Which it's much smaller, and we've got rods and reels. And in fact, we have too many reels for this smaller stuff. We go from a 35, which is your bigger offshore, 15, which is going to be your still offshore, but now we do a 10 and we do a 300 jigging reel, and the 300 has a level line on it. So these reels are designed for these really small jigs, and I'm talking 15, 20 pound braid on them.
Yeah.
And we do a braid specific for jigging as too. It's a smaller diameter, it cuts the water, but we're doing this smaller stuff. And let me tell you, it works, and it doesn't work just on little fish. It works on big fish. Like, elephants eat peanuts. Well,
Right.
let me tell you, we've caught some nice red grouper on these really small jigs a couple times now that I've been out. So it's a lot of fun. And I'm telling you, I've told other people this. It's just a matter of time before the freshwater guys start. They're using these big jigging spoons. So just watch. They're going to be dropping actual
Micro
slow pitch
jigs. Yeah.
So
And to kind of complete the list, Seminole Junior Anglers are going to be here. Mighty River Recovery is going to be here. Skimmer Skiffs is here. I think I'm not sure, but there's a bay boat out there as well.
yeah, and I believe that's oh shoot, I just forgot. It's one of the gentlemen who's a captain also works here, and I think it's an East Cape.
East Cape or something. Yeah, it was kind of a very interesting looking boat out there. Yozuri, Z-Man, Yeti, all of the above, and of course, there's plenty to eat here and that sort of thing. So it's going to be a big day out here. It's the 50th annual or 50th anniversary of Mudhole, so it's going to be good. And like you said, free seminars, all kinds of stuff going on all day long. So come on out, bring the kids, bring the wife.
It is for everybody. The raffles are going to be crazy too. I know. I've given what I'm giving them is $500-600 worth of product to give away.
Wow.
You buy any Daiwa rod or reel, I'm gonna hook you up with a free, either I've got some beanies, I've got some fluorocarbon, while supplies last. A lot of the other vendors have donated a bunch of stuff. I think Bates has got a new bait caster out there. I'm sure Shimano's given something. So it's a big time.
Everybody's gonna
Raffles,
be involved.
and you gotta be involved. You gotta be here for the raffle, man. So come on out. It doesn't cost anything. Just come on out.
Just come on.
So,
It's free.
yeah.
It's free. Hey, you know what? We need to check out the fishing and boating
Yes,
conditions.
let's get
real
back
quick,
to that. So,
and get that word out there.
all right, guys. So today we've got 5. I'm skimming out of the west winds and 5 to. It's just basically 5 knot winds today.
Yeah,
coming
southwest
east,
going
10 in
east.
the afternoon. So
Yesterday, what's interesting about yesterday is we started off with a west northwest.
Yep.
At 5 to 10. Mm-hmm. Then it laid down and it went southeast at 5 to 10. And then it laid down and it went southwest at 5 to 10.
Huh.
And then it laid down and it started coming out of the north at about 5 and then switched to northeast at about 10 to 12 by the time I came off the water at 1 o'clock.
Interesting.
We had, it came from every
Different
direction.
direction.
But
Try some
here's
different.
the interesting thing. We always talk about this, and you guys and gals
Yeah.
that listen to the show, you know that wind direction can be a big part
does.
of what
Big
it
time.
is that you're catching. Every wind direction except southeast, the triple tail did not bite on yesterday.
Well, I've
The
always
southeast, when we had
southeast
when we
wind,
had
yeah.
the little period of southeast wind, bing, 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 bing. That's when the bite happened.
Yep.
And as soon as it stopped and switched over to the north, I don't know how it went from west to north,
Yeah.
but it went southeast to southwest, and they slowed. Went to north, they stopped, and then it went to northeast towards the end of the day,
No.
or towards the middle of the day, I should say.
Yeah.
When it switched around, they stopped.
nothing.
But when it was southeast, they were eating.
And I'll tell you what, when I'm kingfishing, especially on the beach, if southeast wind is what you want. Like I've seen the bite turn off when it switches.
Yeah.
It's just like that. Yeah. So
Well, and the other thing that was interesting yesterday, the triple tail were coming up in the weeds and bumping the weeds and swimming around
Yeah.
and looking for food and staying up.
yeah,
Once it switched around to the northeast,
they went down.
when it went north, you didn't see them. So for a while, you didn't see them. It switched back to northeast. Then they started doing. It's like they took a playbook out of the manta rays playbook lately. Okay, they would come up, you'd
go
see one, and you'd start over towards it, and then they'd sink back down, and you're like. And then you look over, oh, there's one over there on that patch of weeds. And you'd go over towards that. We did get a couple of shots, but it was so weird that on that particular wind, they were coming up and showing themselves, and it was like they were kind of looking.
Not
and then,
sure.
And then they were like, I'm going to go back down a little bit.
Oh, man.
So they were coming and going, and Kyle Weaver was out there yesterday, and he says, what are they doing? And I'm like,
Who knows?
I don't know, bro. You know, I wish I
All
could
over the
explain it,
place.
but that was yesterday's triple
So-
tail in a nutshell.
So the seas are supposed to be 2 to 3 feet on a period of 8 seconds. The Ponce buoy 73 degrees, 3 foot at 9 seconds. The 4 mile weather buoy at Canaveral 75 degrees. That's still cooler than I would have expected.
Yeah.
2 foot on 9 seconds. 20 mile buoy, we've got 3 foot on 8 seconds. And the 6 mile buoy out of Fort Pierce, we've got 78 degrees, seas 3 foot on 9 seconds. The western edge of the Gulf Stream is currently 43 miles out of Ponce Inlet, 29 out of Port Canaveral, and 24 out of Sebastian. It's moved in.
Starting to come in, yeah.
And I think it's going to even more from my understanding. Current surf temperature at Ponce Inlet is 73 degrees, Cocoa Beach 74, and Sebastian Inlet 75. Tides at Port Canaveral, we've got a 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. high tide. We've got a low at 2:55 p.m. We've got another high at 9:31 p.m. And Sebastian Inlet, we've got a 9:05 a.m. high, a 3:14 p.m. low, and a 9:46 p.m. high. The Salunar tables. This is presented by All About Archery. We've got a major at 1:25 p.m. today to 4:23 p.m. and a minor at 6:24 a.m. to 8:24 a.m.
So it's the other one was so late in the evening I didn't even write it
Didn't
down.
put it on
And
there.
kind of the minors kind of
So
happening right
we're
now.
right now, yeah. Interesting. That's a nice, perfect afternoon window there for it. So you can come here. and then you can go out and fish.
You can do both.
That's right.
And tomorrow's going to be another beautiful day as well.
It
Looks like
is,
this
yep.
Monday is going to change. Monday's going to be the reset.
I'm going to be watching cheerleaders this afternoon and tomorrow. So
Your daughter's
I'm
in a
gonna watch my daughter.
competition?
She's in a competition. I'm going to be watching the cheer. So it's going to be a good time.
Is that going on over at the convention center?
It is at the convention center at
Okay.
this time.
I
So
was going to say that there was a huge cheer event and a volleyball event during their Orlando Boat Show. a
I
couple
feel like
weeks
there's
ago.
always, well, the cheer thing, I was next door at the Hilton. That's where the cheer thing was.
Oh, okay.
So they may have been coming back and forth, but I was over at the Hilton for the cheer thing. So,
Gotcha.
Yep.
So going back to the conditions.
Yeah.
For those of you guys and gals that like to go out and do tuna fishing, yellowfin tuna
man.
on the east side of the Gulf Stream, I was talking to a fella at the cleaning table on Thursday because we had some nice snook and some nice tripletail. In fact, tripletail up to about 17 pounds this week.
Nice.
We had
Nice
some really good ones. Average fish running 8 to 12 pounds. Snook were all 31 3/4 inches. I mean, it was. We put more fish back on Thursday into the water that were legal fish than I think I had caught all year leading up to Thursday.
Nice.
That were legal fish, because we had 17 or maybe 18 snook that day.
Man, that's a good day.
And we put back only like 3 of them were oversized. It was like a 33 and a half, 34, and then one that was about 36. And the 36 was a chunk. It was a nice fat fish, big female. But every fish that I cleaned, it was right at that upper slot, 31, 31 and a half inches. They were all males. Every single one of them were males.
Wow.
Which is kind of interesting because all of a sudden this group of males that we have not seen, it's all been a lot of females, very few males. It's all been females all spring long. All of a sudden this group of males moved in. And then Friday was like a totally different day. We caught some bigger fish and we caught some slot fish, but they didn't want to keep anything, so we put them all back in the water. Then after the tide changed, the top of the tide, it went to all small fish. They were like 22 to 25 inch snook.
Gotcha.
And we caught another, we had probably 11, maybe 12 of those smaller fish.
Gotcha.
And redfish. Redfish showed up on the beach. We're just just fishing the surf now.
Okay.
I mean, just people are like, well, how do you do it? Well, I just drive along on my side scan. When I mark fish, I stop and then fish that area. But those fish don't sit there. On the beach, you're not going to sit on the surf on one spot and stay on fish. Those fish are continuously moving. And they're not necessarily a school. They're more of a loosely associated group.
Gotcha.
But they'll move up the beach and down the beach.
They're
And
using each other to feed, probably.
Probably so.
Yep.
And we've got a mullet run going on right now. So
Okay.
the mullet are in the surf. And so I'm easing up the beach and then just spot
So you
locking.
catching them on a mullet then? Is that
No,
what
I was catching them only on shrimp
On
yesterday.
shrimp,
Yeah,
interesting.
last 3 days, croakers have not worked very well. It's been all a shrimp bite. Just throwing shrimp on a jig head, and I mean, you could use a knocker rig, you could use a sliding sinker. rig.
So what size jig are you using?
I'm using a 3/8 ounce jig, an Assassin Pro Series jig.
Okay.
In 3/8 ounce with another, it's like a 4/0 size hook in it.
Okay, and you're hooking through
the chin.
through the chin up
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
So when you look at a shrimp, I don't have a shrimp here. We could demonstrate it for the guys and gals that are watching on Facebook. When you hook a shrimp, you want to be as far forward in the shrimp as possible, and yet not let the shrimp fall off the hook, or have enough shrimp on the hook that you can cast it multiple times. So, and you look at a shrimp, there's 2 dark spots in his head, and then where his head kind of stops and his horn starts and comes out. I go halfway between that point and the first black dot, which I believe is their brain,
Okay.
and go in the bottom and out the top. And I use the jig as a keel weight.
Yep.
So you throw it.
Keeps it upright.
It keeps it upright. You lift him up a little bit, lift him off the bottom, and then you just let it float back down or flutter back
Very
down.
good. Yep.
Lift it up and let it flutter back down. It's a very simple pattern, but it's super, super effective when you're fishing in this fashion. And those snook and redfish and everything else will just move up the beach. So you just kind of follow them, and then they'll move back down the beach.
Perfect.
And so by scanning and using the trolling motor, you can. We followed them yesterday from 250 yards, 300 yards north of the north jetty at the port. We followed them almost like to what we call the goalposts. There's two wooden structures. That used to have a crossbar on it, but it doesn't anymore. It fell off.
Okay.
There's two wooden poles halfway up in the bight.
Okay.
On the beach.
Yeah.
You know, followed them all the way to there.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then they turned around and they started coming back down. And so, Troy Perez kept calling me, "What are you doing?" I said, "Dude, I'm following these fish." He's like, "But you're not fishing the jetty?" I'm like, "No, I'm not fishing the jetties. The fish are physically moving up the beach."
Yeah.
And so when they left the jetty and they started going up the beach, I'm just following them.
Gotcha.
You know, but I'm not going to sit there where there's no fish. So I tell people this all the time. If you see me somewhere, I did not stop there for just the heck of it.
Yeah.
Just because a whim.
Yep.
I don't stop to fish a spot unless I see a
stuff.
fish there.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Simple as
That's
that.
why we have electronics now.
Yep.
So
Yep.
very cool.
So we're going to take our next break. When we come back, we got a whole lot more coming to you live from Mudhole this morning. Got the big 50th anniversary block party.
hang
going
out
on.
with us.
You guys come on out today here in Novito. We're going to have a big time. We're going to be right back after all these messages. So don't go away. Rodney Sahr and myself, Jim Ross, will be right back.
Really late on that one.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So you can't hear me if I cut in really quick and say something to you.
I did that time, but I was kind of in the middle of that whole
Yeah.
instruction thing, so I didn't want to stop it.
Okay.
But yes, I heard you.
You rarely need any, thing for me to say. You've been doing this so long. But,
Yeah.
I thought perhaps you might have forgot that last.
No, I wanted to complete the thought.
1, 2, 3, 5. We'll have about 7 minutes in this next break.
I didn't know these guys were still making boats. I thought they had gone out of business, but I guess they've started back up.
You still wanting to get a skiff? Did you mess?
No.
You don't want to pull nothing.
I don't mind the polling. And I love the little boat. I just want to get it. I gotta get a new motor on it. I gotta get it totally rewired and totally, the gel coat needs to be totally redone because the non-skids worn out, that kind of thing. Yeah, I need to do that.
Sounds expensive.
20 grand or more, between the gel coat, the wiring, that's gonna be probably 18.
And I wasn't paying. Did you sell your newer boat instead of selling the older ones?
I did.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. I was gonna
So I got my new one coming, and then I'm still trying to sell the blue one and the gray one.
Gotcha.
I think in this market, I'm just gonna have to just eat it. I'm just gonna have to cut it down to the point where it's like it's just gotta go. So somebody just make an offer.
Yeah. So you're not paying insurance on it. I mean, is the old one paid off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the gray one's not. And then the new one's gonna be coming. So, and I really want a new truck. I want to get rid of that Ford.
Oh. You want 2 trucks?
Yeah, because we need 2 trucks if we have to evacuate for a hurricane or something like that. We have boats and horses.
I'll come help that.
But I really want to get, don't need it, but I really want to get rid of that Ford. Because it's just, dude, nickels and dimes. Every time you turn on something else is breaking. And it's been that since day one.
Yeah.
And it's a freaking, I just want to get back into a Chevy.
Okay, hit it.
And we're back. We appreciate you guys tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch Memory Outdoors. This segment of the show is brought to you by Petrucci Insurance. If you don't like paying for insurance, like me, call Petrucci because you're going to pay less and you're going to probably get more if you have them do a rate quote for you. It's real easy. Petrucci Insurance Agency is an independent agent. They look out for you. They're not the insurance company.
Yep.
trying to get every penny that they can suck dry out of your wallet. So call Petrucci Insurance Agency and help them help you. Real simple, 321-632-1200, 632-1200, 632-1200. Call them Monday morning, tell them you heard about it on Catch a Memory, and say, hey, you know, I need some help because I'm tired of getting bled out and sucked dry by the insurance company. And most of the time, they can help you save and get you a better deal, which is what's great about Patricia. They do that type of thing. Hey, also, you know what? It's grilling season.
It is, definitely.
It is definitely grilling season. And Ace Hardware stores in Titusville have an incredible selection of outdoor grills and smokers to choose from. The Titusville Ace carries the Rectech brand, Big Green Egg, Weber's, Traeger's. I mean, they've got all the top brands, right? So here's the best part. They assemble them and deliver them to your house for free.
Man, it's like IKEA trying to build one of those things. So
it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever built anything from IKEA, you know what I equate it to? There's 947 parts on that thing that I really don't need to get that intimate with.
Right.
I just want to put some burgers or some steaks on it and cook.
You can have your cold Bud Light while you're watching them bring it out and set it up for it.
Exactly. So they deliver it and install it, well, not install it, but they assemble it and deliver it for free. Why would you go anywhere else but Ace Hardware? I mean, why?
That makes it simple.
Makes no sense. They've got 2 locations in Titusville, hundreds, literally almost hundreds of grills to choose from. So check them out. They're either at the Highway US 1 store, which is where they've got all the sporting goods and tackle and that sort of thing, boat and marine supplies, or the other location, which is over on Garden Street. It's really easy to get to if you're coming anywhere up and down I-95. Get off at exit 220, that's Garden Street. You're going to go about, a quarter mile in to the east.
Right there.
They're on the left-hand side, right by the McDonald's. You can't miss them. So stop in there. Hey, you know what? Purchase your grill and have it delivered today.
And they got all kinds of stuff.
You know what? In fact, you could stop by Titusville Ace this morning on your way to the Mud Hole Tackle event.
There you go.
Pick out the grill you want. Have it delivered today. When you get home from Mud Hole, you can be cooking dinner on it tonight.
There you go.
That's a deal. That's a deal.
Yep.
Sold.
There you
I mean,
go.
I bought a couple of my grills from up there, and I bought that Weber Spirit too. That thing is, I mean, it just doesn't quit.
Really?
I've had that thing. It's out in the elements. I don't take as good a care of it as I should.
I definitely don't take care of mine.
I don't, but I'm telling you, man, you buy a quality grill and you get a quality product.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
that
They will
particular one
last.
for
That's a
me,
big
even though it's a gas grill, dude, it just lasts.
Man, it's nice to have a gas grill.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that. Man, I got the smoker
Well,
and
there's
the gas
difference
grill.
between grilling and barbecue, I guess you would say.
Yep.
You know, barbecue is more smoking and that sort of thing.
Yep.
They've got both.
Yep.
So I'm more of a griller,
Gotcha.
not because I want to be, but because
Time.
I can't smoke anything
Oh, that's right.
because
Yeah.
my wife can't eat it.
That's right.
And if there's a smoked item around the house, she will sniff it or lick it or something, and then get sick.
Bad. And then you're in trouble.
And then I'm in trouble. Yeah. So I don't need that kind of help in my life.
hear ya.
So I just stick with the grill.
Yep.
I'm good.
Nice. Very cool.
Ace Titusville, stop in. You know what? The event today is going to be a huge one. We're still getting set up. Guys are bringing all kinds of stuff in. Everybody's sitting up out in the parking lot right now.
Starting to pack out.
It's starting to pack out. But I tell you what, Rodney, going back to the fishing, we were talking about how good it got this week.
Oh, man, I know.
And it was absolutely amazing that the bite just completely flip-flopped and turned around and got really good.
And you know what? And I was saying it before, and I equate it to the business, because when the bite's good, business is good. So I
Right.
said it's going to open up. The weather we've had for the period of time, it's going to open up. And kind of looking at the future weather, it looks like it's going to start turning again, but it's going to come right back again towards the end of next week. So I think we're going to have another good weekend next weekend looking at it. So I didn't look all the way through. I used the Windy app. I don't know if you've ever used that app. It's
I have,
really-
yes.
Yeah, it's a great little app. Saturday might be a little windy, but I know Friday looked all right. So it looks like it may end up being another good week. So, and I mean, I'll tell you what, man, the next thing coming up, the freshwater fishing is getting good too, from what I heard. So a lot of the bass guys are starting to pick up. Actually, tomorrow we have a Eddie Bazard benefit tournament up. It's going to be, and I apologize because I think it moved. It was Lake Monroe, the main ramp. I think it's going to be the north ramp now on Lake Monroe, the one that's on the other side of the river. There
North
in
side
Sanford.
on
Yep.
if you're on I-4.
It's that park,
it's the
yeah,
one
I
on the
believe
north
it's
side.
there, but that's going to be a benefit tournament for Eddie Bizarre, who actually lost his arm due to cancer. Anybody who's familiar with this area in Oviedo where I'm at, Bitters Bait and Tackle, he's been there forever. Definitely one of the legend guides in regards to fishing the St. John. So great person. We're going to try to help him out and do that. I'm going to try to show up after cheer to be there for that, but we've got a lot of stuff going on, but the freshwater fishing's been good too, so it's gonna be neat to see. I know one of my pro staffers is gonna be here today. Kyle just got back from Okeechobee, and he said it was an epic fishing down there.
Really?
So the fishing on the lake was phenomenal. So
Well, that's
they
good
had
to hear.
2 days of 20+ pound bags, so it was pretty good.
Okay,
So
that's good to hear, because
Yep.
I know that earlier in the year there was a couple of tournaments and the guys were kind of grumbling that the
bit,
bite
yeah.
really wasn't happening for them.
So, and I talked to another friend of mine, Greg, Greg McIntosh.
Yes, yes.
If you're getting your trolling motor repaired at Kells, he's the one doing it. He had a tournament a couple weeks ago, and I apologize. I think it was on the river, but I forget where. But they had a bag about 25, 26 pounds.
Nice.
So, yeah, they were. He's like, yeah, we won it. I'm like, there you go, brother. That's all you go
That's
get
a
it.
nice sack of fish
Yeah.
to bring to the scale.
Yes, it is. And they were catching them on. He said devil's horses, and I think he said, if I'm not mistaken, it was either flukes or Cincos. But I mean, man, you catching
some kind
big
of a
fish on
soft
a devil's
plastic.
horse topwater bait. That's a lot of fun.
That's a lot of
That is
fun. Well, you know what? We're going to take our next break. When we come
we
back,
go.
we got a whole lot more catch. Remember, we're going to be talking some more fishing, and we're going to be right back live from Mudhole Custom Tackle in Oviedo. So don't go away.
I'll have you guys bring my stuff in here at the end because I got to eat that too. So, like
You want me to put him? Just leave it in here.
Yeah, I'll come back and get it.
Hey guys, Captain Clearwater here. I'm sure you're aware of the
That'll work. That'll work. Anybody saying anything on the food?
Well, here's one that I'm proud to have played a role in getting started. The Indian River Lagoon Dam Restoration Project. I collaborated with Whitney Labs, CCA, FFC, and many other partners to implement
That's the share. Oh, that's what you want.
everyone who can get involved with this program. $20
That's what I should.
Oh, that's what you wanted? Okay.
Go check that.
over 1 million gallons of lagoon per year, greatly impacted the health of the local. Your contributions are tax deductible, so please help our lagoon by donating $20, $50, $100, or more than $2. And make your donation online at IndianRiverClamProject.org.
Gee whiz, a lot of comments today.
IndianRiverClamProject.org. On behalf of myself and our waters in the lagoon,
That's sweet. People saying they want to come.
He's probably smoking meat right now.
You wanted to do. See, I couldn't get it to go. I may not.
Right across the street from Real Special at 505 Glen Cheek Drive. Okay, hit it.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We appreciate you tuning in every Saturday right here to Catch a Memory Outdoors. Listen, we're kind of looking at the Facebook feed here and see what's going on. Got Daryl McCall calling in from the backyard. I'm surprised he's not in the garage smoking some meat right now. He must be enjoying that new pool he
Must
put in
be.
and that new deck back there. Good morning to Butch Kimple. Jeffrey Mark Bourne asked what time are the raffles. They're basically going
Throughout
on
the day.
all day.
Yep,
so
throughout the day,
from
man.
10 to 3, they're going to be doing it throughout the day. And there's, like you say, you alone with the Daiwa product
Yep.
that you represent, you
We
have
got
got
two reels. We got 2 spinning reels we donated.
$500-ish
Bates has
worth.
got, yeah, easy.
There's
And
probably going to be, looking at all of the vendors that are here, if that's the case,
lot.
I'm going to say there's probably going to be around $5,000 worth of product
I
being
could
raffled
see
off.
that. And look, the earlier you get here, the more chances you have. So,
Obviously,
yeah.
obviously. So good morning to the Carlene Walker. Good morning.
Hope to see ya.
Jonathan Raby. Good morning. And Derwood's. I'm surprised Derwood's not here. He's out fishing this morning.
It must
good,
be.
Good
Yeah.
luck fishing that Sea Safe event for Bouncer Smith's inaugural tournament down there. Shelly Simon Robinson. Good morning. I appreciate you tuning in. Jeff Bourne, Mike Delator. Good morning, sir, and a whole bunch of others. So we appreciate you guys and gals tuning in, checking out what's going on. This segment of the show, we need to do, first of all, this segment of the show is brought to you by Mudhole Custom Tackle, which is where we are.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you guys and gals out here today. If you do see us, come on up, say hey, because we always like to put a name to a face. We see you on the Facebook feed a lot of times, guys and gals, but we don't get the chance to meet you. In fact, I was sitting on the jetty the other day, and a fella's just sitting there in his little kicker boat,
Yep.
and he looks over and he goes, "Hey, are you Jim Ross?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Hey, I listen to you every Saturday morning."
awesome, man.
And
Love to hear that.
And I'm like, "Man, I really appreciate that." And then dummy me, I'm like, I don't even ask the guy his name or anything. I'm like, duh. I'm busy rigging or whatever. I'm trying to, but I'm like, duh. I should have at least asked the fella his name because he was a nice guy. And just, sitting there and sharing some time on the water together.
Love it.
When you're sitting in those kind of community holes that everybody kind of knows about now, it's nice to have some camaraderie and people, helping other people. Like sometimes you'll get a line crossed with somebody else, or your fish will run through their line, or
It happens.
It happens.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, but sometimes it happens, and so it's nice when you have friendly guys out there,
Yeah,
and
for
they're
sure.
trying to help you catch fish as much as you're trying to help them
Yep,
catch fish.
exactly.
So it's always a big time. Hey, well, let you guys and gals know that there's all kinds of milestones that define greatness. This year, America has a huge milestone. 250 years as America.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Well, there's another milestone, Rodney.
Uh-oh.
Budweiser is celebrating 150 years.
50 years, man.
150 years of beechwood aging. That's a pretty cool thing.
pretty awesome.
This unique American style beer is great. Everybody can enjoy it. So if you like, the king of beers and having unforgettable memories wherever you gather across this great nation, we appreciate Carroll Distributing for being included in this show. And of course, they invite you to celebrate the 250th birthday of America with a 150-year-old tradition with Budweiser. Get yourself an ice cold Budweiser. I didn't figure this out. This is kind of cool. I forgot what you call this. It's Budweiser. It's Budweiser. Okay, because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regularly. Budweiser.
That's cool.
So kind of neat. Like Adidas, all day I dream about sports. There's all these. Anyway, thought that was kind of cool. Tom Starks over at Carroll Distributing pointed that out to me, and I was like,
That's neat fact,
pretty
man.
neat.
Keep that for your next, what do they call it?
Trivia
now?
night, right?
Yeah, keep it for your next trivia night.
You know what else? So salt off. You've got one of these, right?
Yeah, we got a couple.
The salt off applicator
Yes. makes
can
it
be
good.
hooked up to your motor. The salt off applicator can be you can put a spray nozzle on it.
Yep.
You put the salt off in the applicator bottle, you turn it from straight water to salt or to mixture, and then you spray salt off all over everything. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'm getting the rods and reels off the boat. I'll lean them up against the side of the house or against the side of the boat, and I spray very, very lightly mist.
Spray them down.
Light mist on the rods and reels to get the salt off on it and the salt off of it with the salt off product. Now, it also comes as a 2-pack, the applicator and a quart bottle. So you can find those at your stores as well. Personally, I buy it by the case. I buy gallon cases is how I get it because I go through it
A lot.
I'm rinsing my boat every day.
Oh, yeah.
Spraying down the trailer. I even put it in a pump sprayer.
Spray it
And
after your launch.
when I come out of the ramp, I spray down my brakes, my rims, my cross members, just spray everything down with a little pump sprayer. It takes 5 minutes.
Yep.
But I tell you what, it makes your stuff last so much longer.
Yep.
So much longer. So Salt Off is this the cleaning solutions, actually the protecting solutions as well, product of the week. But you can get those applicators and just buy the gallon jugs, or you can get it as the quart and the applicator together. A quart lasts me 2 weeks.
Okay, I got you.
know.
Yeah.
So I just buy it.
How much do you put
4
in
gallon.
your mixer? I'm curious.
I mix the whole thing.
Okay,
I
that's
fill,
right.
I fill it to the
Yep,
top.
that's what I do.
And so what I'll do is I hook it up to my motor.
Yep.
I start it straight water to get the initial flush
Salt out.
going,
Yep.
get the initial salt, the big chunks of salt out.
Yep.
Then I switch it to mixture and I let it run through until I see foam developing underneath
Yep.
the boat out of my pitot tube.
Yep.
The little P tube, it's called a pitot, P-I-T-O-T.
Okay.
Pitot tube, pitot tube, I don't know how you say
whatever.
it. When it starts coming out of that tube and starts creating a foam on the ground, I shut the valve completely off. Then I unhook from the motor and I leave that in there overnight until the next day when I go fishing again. Especially over the weekend.
Yeah.
Like every Friday, no matter what, every Friday, Salt Off goes through the boat.
Gotcha.
There's a couple of days during the week where I may not do it, but a lot of times it's a habit, and I just do it. But then the next thing I do is I start on the rims and the brakes because obviously those are metal parts that are moving metal.
Yep.
I spray them. I tilt my motor all the way up and I spray all underneath.
Yep. Jack
of my
plate, all
jack
that.
plate,
Same.
hydraulic steering, all of that. I then go and trim it back down, and in the exhaust hole that's halfway or 3/4 of the way up the lower unit, just before you get to the top part of it, I stick it in there and spray it back and forth and just swivel the nozzle back and forth. So I'm spraying salt off all inside of that particular part of the exhaust and the housing as well, letting it drip out of there. Then I go to my rods and reels and I lightly mist them down. And then I take the remaining and I spray it all over the deck because all your deck hardware needs to have salt off on it as well. It also, like if you have pop-up cleats and that sort of thing, it helps
all that
lubricate
too.
those.
Nice.
Because it has a little PTEF in it and that helps lubricate. And then I finish off on the bottom of the trailer by spraying the actual main members of the trailer and the bunks, because you have to think your carpet's being held on by stainless steel staples, but those do rust out. Boats that aren't welded, don't have a welded trailer, have adjustable parts. And
U-bars
all those little U-bars, U-bolts, springs, all that, everything underneath. And by that time, I'm pretty much out of, it's the mixture. It's straight water in the cup now. I just take it back off, then I scrub the whole boat down, and rinse it off, and I'm done.
Nice.
And that's how you keep a boat in good shape. That's a huge part of my cleaning regimen.
So I'm, being that I'm traveling from Canaveral, say an hour or so, I go to the wash down there at Canaveral, and I have my expandable hose. I have in a bucket I keep in the back of the truck. For my expandable hose, I've got my salt away, I've got the adapter, everything. So I get in. The first thing I do is run the motor, like you said, with the salt away. Then I hit the trailer real good, and then I will literally hose down everything in the boat with the salt away. So then I can take it home. I'm not in a rush to clean it that night. I can clean it the next day because I know in my head I've gotten rid of the salt for the most part. Now I just need to scrub it a little bit.
The thing about salt, you don't realize it's a, and I don't know exactly how this works, okay? But when you just hose the boat off and the trailer off, you get most of the salt,
but not all of it.
But not all of it.
Yep.
And it does. I don't know why you don't get it all, but you don't.
Yeah.
And so that chemical reaction that the salt off does, the chemical reaction unbonds the salt molecule from metal parts. And so that's what that particular.
But it takes it. I mean, even off of your gel coat, it
Everything.
even takes it takes that. If you take your hand after the boat dries on salt water, you can feel it.
Gritty with
that
salt.
takes a lot of it off. You still feel a little bit of, but not. I don't think it's as much the salt. Like it really makes it makes the boat easier to clean too, man. I mean, that's another part of it. So
it is
big fan of that stuff.
A big big part of my cleaning regimen.
Awesome.
So today, what are you going to be talking about today?
So I'm actually
obviously
going to
you're
be
supporting your brand, but I mean, are you going to be doing any kind of seminars or anything?
No,
Or are you
no
just
seminars.
Talking about anything
I'm just
specific?
gonna be talking product if people have questions. You know, I'm gonna be working behind the counter with the reels. I've got 2 other guys with me, Rich and Kyle. One's gonna be in the tent. Kyle's a diehard bass guy. He can rip apart a bait caster and tell you every little detail on it. He's gonna be behind the counter with me. But I'll be going back and forth talking product. We're gonna have some giveaway stuff. We'll talk technology because let me tell you, there's so much technology in fishing rods and reels now. There's a lot, and I don't even know all of it in my own brand. There's that much. So we're gonna be talking about some technology stuff, show some different demo type things. So we're gonna just be having a good time, man. We'll talk fishing. You know, you want to talk fishing? We'll talk fishing.
I like talking fishing.
Yep.
Well, guys and gals, we're going to take our last break of the morning. When we come back, we got the last segment of the show live here from Mudhole Custom Tackle. We appreciate you guys and gals sticking with us this morning. And if you're on the radio, make sure that you tune in. We've got one last segment to go before the top of the hour. We're going to be right back with Rodney Sahr and myself, Jim Ross, after these messages.
Wow, 8:45 already. Goodness.
It's burning by.
Even when you're on the road, it still
Yeah,
goes by fast.
it's burning by.
I've played 16 holes of golf since 7 a.m.
You got your little golf app on?
Yeah.
I thought about swinging in and getting some donuts this morning, and I'm like, does Rodney really need donuts?
No.
And I'm like, he probably doesn't. And I'm like, and I definitely don't need a donut. But I like a donut.
I was hoping I'd have time to run and get something between this and when the thing starts, but I got too much stuff I gotta get done. But there'll probably be somebody here with something.
Yeah. If not, I'll jump in my truck and go get some. I mean, I don't have anything to do the rest of the day, so. But I'm all right.
Let's see when the food vendors set up. Maybe they can have stuff.
Yeah. We do a little
Early
sale.
lunch.
I was interested this Bon appetit, I wonder what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
We obviously know that's Mexican. Mexican might have breakfast tacos.
True.
So, never know.
I bet somebody brought donuts too. I bet these guys got them.
All right,
I saw
gentlemen, here
Hunter
we
had
go.
Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Right.
Okay, hit it.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back. We're live from Mudhole Custom Tackle, as you can see if you're watching on Facebook. If you're not watching on Facebook, hopefully you guys and gals are enjoying today's show. It's going to be a big event out here. We're really looking forward to seeing everybody. Like I say, come on out. We would love to meet you guys and gals. We don't get a chance to get out enough into the community and meet our viewers and our listeners. And so if you are in the Orlando area today, in the Oviedo area, and you can swing by, stop by and say hey.
Bring the family out.
It's a
Bring
family
the
event.
family
It
out.
really
yeah,
is.
There's the kids stuff.
You know what
My
I wanna
wife's
do?
going to stop by later.
They have got that casting challenge
I
over
know.
there.
I know.
That's interesting. So they've got this casting challenge set up, and it looks like it's for 2 anglers because it's holes of various sizes. The first one looks like it's maybe a 12-inch hole. The next one looks 10-inch. The next one looks 8-inch. The next one looks like it's about a 4-inch hole.
Yeah, yeah, you got a pretty good hit that.
So it'd be interesting to see. I can see where, you know, an underhanded
Yep.
kind of a pitching
Pitch.
kind of a motion would be much easier, but I'm going to try it overhanded just to see, because
if they wheel that out in the middle of this thing, there's going to be some competition going on
Oh,
between
yeah.
all of us. I guarantee it.
well, I don't know if I can hit that little one, but
That would be tough. Yeah, that would be tough.
I'm not bad. I'm not a bad caster. I could hit 2 or 3 of them anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know about that top
I
one.
think I could probably do better with a bait caster on it, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think, so.
I just want to give it a try with the
I
spinner,
gotta-
just for the heck of it.
I got a
Because you know
couple
when you're
of-
fishing in mangroves and there's that little cubby hole and you're like, I just throw it right up in there, skip it up in there, whatever you do, you know. That's
But I
interesting.
will say, you want to be humbled really quick as you get next to one of them professional bass guys.
Oh.
Oh
Dude.
my God.
So
They're really
I was
good.
talking. Who was I talking with? It was one of the Rapala events that you and I, right when you and I first met,
Okay.
15, 18 years ago. It's been a minute, right?
In the Big Rock show.
At the Big Rock show, I
Yeah.
was talking with one of the bass guys, and he said what he would do to practice his pitching when he was, because flipping was really big back then.
Yeah.
Pitching and flipping was really big. Still is, but it wasn't kind of the new thing.
Yeah.
He would sit in his hotel room, and if it had a rocker switch,
Yeah.
a little rocker switch for the light switch, he would practice turning the light on, turning the light on, turning the light on. Now you'd have to have other lights on in the room so you could see. It was not the only light, but that's how he would practice. He would practice pitching to hit the switch and turn the light on, turn the light off, turn the light on.
I'm Matt. What do you think? How many times a day those guys in a tournament? How many times they cast? I mean, it would depend what they're fishing, but
I can tell you, in a redfish tournament,
yeah,
having fished many redfish tournaments back in the day,
gotta be thousands.
I would say somewhere between 1,500 and 1,800 casts on average, and 2,000 is not out of the question.
Yeah,
Not out of the question. You can do a lot of casting in a tournament if you're trying to cover water.
I don't have to. This is me casting.
But then, see, here's the other side of that, okay?
Yeah.
When you're blind casting areas, because you've got scattered fish just working in the area, that's one thing. You're just covering as much water as you can.
If you're sight fishing, it's totally
If you're specifically sight fishing, I have had tournaments in the Mosquito Lagoon where we've made 9 casts all day.
Yeah.
All day. Because it wasn't a pattern where you could really blind cast. There was too much floating grass. You couldn't make more than a 15 or 20 foot cast, and you're choked up in weeds.
Yeah.
Even throwing a weedless worm bait,
Yeah.
it didn't matter. The knots on the line, the leader, the whatever, something's always picking up a piece of grass. And so when you have that bunch of floating grass like that, but you have fish that are moving around under it, 9, 10 casts at the most was all I made that day. And 7 casts hooked a fish
7. Yeah.
out of that 9 or 10. Yeah. So
Crazy.
so it can go the opposite direction. You can, or if you're dead sticking, you get a tournament that's in January or February or late in the year, and you get a cold front and the fish are shut off, where they will not react to a reaction strike. Then you're relying on a scented product like putting some Bang or some Procure on a plastic, or you're relying on something like a Gulf. Hey, Mr. Catino, how are you doing this morning? They missed me on that because I made bail, and they shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
All you listeners, it's pretty fun. Whenever I'm doing something with Jim and we're in an area where there's people in the fishing industry, everybody loves Jim, and everybody stops to say hi. So no matter what's going on, so I enjoy. I'm very blessed to be able to work with Jim.
Yeah.
So,
but when you're dead sticking, and thank you for that. But when you're dead sticking, those are once again times where you aren't really casting.
No,
much.
yeah.
So you could have less than 80 or 100 casts in a tournament, based on how the fish are responding.
Yeah,
for sure.
So.
But no, I've flat worn my arm out
I would bet.
on many days. Many days.
That's what
Louisiana popping corking.
Oh.
Is a perfect example. When the water's dirty and you can't see the fish really cruising until they're literally right underneath your feet, but you're throwing pop and cork and jig. That's a workout day.
Awesome.
That's a workout day.
Yep. Fishing's a sport. Then I'm an athlete, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Rodney, we have got a unique opportunity with these EFP permits. I kind of want to finish up on talking about what's going on with the red snapper.
Yeah.
You're in the industry. Do you hear anything within the industry?
I have
Nothing.
not, and it's crazy. Now, good friend today, Dan Thompson, is out there. His wife got an EFP. I didn't think they were even going to run this section of EFPs because it's coming up to when they said they were going to try to open it. But it has gone radio silent on what's going on. And I've got a couple things out to some people asking, and I haven't gotten answers yet. But if any of the listeners know more on it, please post up, because I'd like to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I even, you look at FWC's website, there's really little information on it right now too. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, like you, I'm looking at the governor back in the January timeframe,
Yep.
announced that there was probably going to be a red snapper
Yes.
season starting sometime around Memorial Day.
Yep.
Dude, we're running out of time
I know,
quick.
I
They're
know.
still
And
doing
it's-
EFP permits.
Exactly.
So guys are still going out on these fact-finding missions,
Yep.
catching their fish, documenting everything. You got to document everything that comes over. They're videotaping everything
Yeah.
on the boat on these EFP permits. How are they going to compile all that data,
So
submit
first
it
off,
to National Fisheries,
Yeah.
and get an exemption from the National Fisheries closure as a state to open it up? I don't think they're going to be able to get it done in time.
and I don't know all that stuff, but I do want the listeners to know that FWC is on our side.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, Florida, the government of Florida is on our side on this. They want it. First off, it's great economics. All right, it's
Yeah.
going to help the
It's
economy.
huge economically, huge.
I don't know if people realize the amount of money that it brings in to local shops and communities by just having that fishery open. Second thing is we're dealing against not just an organization, but lobbyist groups and whatnot. And we're dealing with basically it's the Magnuson-Stevens Act part of it that has been in the works for years and years and years. So this is major, redesigning documents that were put in place by government a long time ago. So it's not an easy thing to do. I am very pleased to hear that the new head of NOAA is a very active sport fisherman. He gets it. He's going to be supporting more of this. When I talked to Glenn Hughes a little while back at an event, he told me he was very pleased that the first thing the guy brought up to him, the new head of NOAA, was about shark predation, that he got it, and it's something that they want to start seeing if they can address. And it's not an overnight process.
No.
This is going to take a while. But at least we have some
and
headway.
with the shark predation problem.
Yep.
We all know that exists,
Yes,
and it's
yeah.
existed for too long a period of time,
Yes.
and it's only getting worse
No.
because now we have sharks that are in the river.
Yeah.
I mean, as an example, Thursday a week ago, no, Thursday 2 weeks ago, my morning trip, 9 bull sharks
Yeah, we
to
have
100
Tampa
to
Bay.
170 pounds, 9 on a 4-hour trip.
We had
In the Indian River.
yeah, in Tampa Bay. We had Amanda lost, I think, 2 fish to bull sharks. One was every bit of 7 foot.
Last night,
Hey guys,
It's okay.
people are starting to come in, folks. They're not.
It's getting busy in
It
here.
is getting a little bit.
But you think about that, and then you look at the afternoon trip.
Yeah.
I had kids,
Yep.
and kids are like, "We can catch a shark. Can we do that?" Absolutely.
Yeah.
The afternoon trip, we had 11 bull sharks.
Oh man.
Okay. Now they're all juveniles for the most
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
They're less than 50 pounds for
Yeah,
the most part.
yeah.
The next morning, the young woman that I had on the boat, she was like, do you think we could, she was from Germany, do you think we could catch a shark? Absolutely.
You're like,
wanna-
yes.
You want to catch a shark? And so it's nice when the
Yeah.
question from the angler comes up and you have a immediate response to that question, positive response, I should say, because she caught 8 or 9
Yeah.
sharks herself, and she was ecstatic. She was like, been all over the world fishing. She goes, but I've never really caught a shark before.
Interesting.
So even though these were juvenile bull
Yeah.
sharks, it doesn't matter. It's
They're
the whole
still
thing that
fun
it's
to
a
catch.
shark.
Yeah, they're still fun to catch. I mean, any fish is fun to catch. It's when it's overboard and it's constant, and when you see you're losing prized fish
Yeah.
to them, that's when it's like.
But what I was gonna finish with was, okay, so we had 3 trips, 3 4-hour trips.
Yep.
We had roughly 16, 17, 26. We had roughly 27 or 28 bull sharks
Inside the river.
in a 12-hour period
Wow.
in the Indian River. That's a lot of sharks.
Yeah, it is. That
It's
is.
a lot of sharks.
Yep.
20 plus sharks in a
Yep.
12-hour period in the Indian River is a lot of sharks. So bringing that back around, for years, Coastal Conservation Association, an organization we all love,
Yep.
got long line shark fishing for near coastal
Yeah.
species shut down.
Yep.
Them, a couple of other organizations got together and we got shark fishing shut down because the long lining was doing detrimental things to other species.
Correct. Yeah.
The bycatch, which I get. But I'm in favor, and I think there are a lot of conservation-minded anglers that are in favor now of opening a shark window
Yeah.
that we can start taking sandbars and we can start taking bull sharks and get some of these sharks off of the reefs
Yeah.
in some form of limited capacity
Exactly.
or a slot time or or a season, I should say,
Yeah.
where this window you're allowed to keep sharks because we've got to do something to kind of manage that species a little better. We've completely shut it down and now they've exploded.
Yeah.
And now they're overtaking everything, and that's obviously not
We
good.
need a healthy balance.
Yes.
It's all about balance. So,
So that's what I would like to see. But yeah, going back to red snapper, we got about a minute
hopefully
left.
soon. I know, hopefully soon.
If anybody knows,
Post up.
but I just don't see how they're going to get the data collected, compiled, submitted, and approved.
And I know they're
in a
working on it all.
month,
Maybe
in 5
it's in the
weeks.
process. Let's hopefully, look, we've been hit with an announcement of red snapper in the past with like less than a month.
Right.
So, let's hope that it all changes and we're going to hear some stuff soon. So, but, we'll see.
It would be nice. Well, guys and gals from Mudhole Custom Tackle this morning, we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yep.
Rodney Sahr, myself, Jim Ross are going to be back next week.
Yeah, I might be able to show up. But
If
you'll be
you're
back.
at the Sea Safe event, but we're going to be doing another live remote from the Sea Safe event next week. Until then, you guys and gals do exactly what we're going to do. Get out there and catch yourselves a memory.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks, Paul.
Absolutely. You guys have a great day.
You too, brother.
buddy.
All right.
You got all this? Because
Yep.
I'm going to go get...
And thanks to everybody out on Facebook for
Yep,
watching
thanks,
and
guys.
tuning in. We appreciate you guys doing that. So hopefully we will see you next week. And hopefully this format works for you guys and gals. Let us know because we'd love to hear.